Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, if you followed my last video where we set up our hacking lab, you are ready to start exploring. Now, after setting up your hacking lab, you need to know how to navigate around the file system using the terminal because in my humble opinion, that's where all the magic happens. Now, in this video, I'll show you some essential Linux commands to help you move around, manage files, and also to get comfortable working in terminal. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Now, if you're wondering, this is how the Linux command looks like, the Kali Linux look like, sorry. And the first tab here is the application tab, followed by the Windows tab, and this is the file manager, right? And coming forward, you can see the terminal, this command line interface. I'll just click on it, and it loads my terminal. So let me just make this zoomed a little bit for display purposes. And I would also want to bring up by the left my file system, so you see that whatever I'm doing in my terminal is also displaying in my file system. Once the terminal is open, the first thing you want to do is to figure out where you are in the file system, and to do that we use the Google map of Kali Linux, simply known as the PWD, which stands for Print Working Directory, right? And hit on enter, it tells us that we are in the root directory. As if you look by the left on the file system, I'm definitely going to see that we are also in the root directory or the root folder, right? Now, to view the content of a directory or of a folder, we use the ls. ls simply stands for listing, right? We want to list the content of the folder in the current directory that we are in. Now, it gives you a quick overview of everything inside that particular folder. ls simply tells us the desktop, the documents, the downloads, all this folder inside the root directory. So what's happening here. You can see the desktop, the document, the downloads, down to the YouTube, right? It simply tells us that all these folders are inside the root directory, just like all these folders here are inside this root directory as well. I'll give you an extra tip, right? In case you want to know more details about the files, like the size or the modification dates, you simply use ls-l to know that. And looking at this, you can see that it gives us more information, like for instance the date it was modified. This was just created today, if you notice, October 20th, just for this video purposes, right? Now let's move around this terminal, let's move around these directories and see what's happening around them. Now let's say for instance we want to go into this YouTube directory. We just use the command cd, right? cd into YouTube will take us to the YouTube directory. And if you notice what's happening here, you can see that there's a /YouTube. This simply tells you that we are now in the YouTube directory. Now to confirm, remember the Google map of Kali, right? PWD. Now it tells us that we are now in the root/YouTube. Remember, we were just in the root directory a couple of seconds ago. Now we are now in the root and YouTube directory. Now to go back to the previous menu, we can just simply use cd space double dot, that is 2 period, right, to go back to the previous directory. Now you can see here it has gone back to the tilde sign. We are no longer in the YouTube directory anymore. Now to go to the YouTube directory, yeah, you got it correct, right? cd into YouTube, just like you said, and we are back to the YouTube directory. Now let's list out the content of the YouTube directory with ls, and it's actually empty. And if we go over to the left side using the graphical user interface to the YouTube, you can see it's actually very empty, right? Now you might be wondering, how can we create a new file, or how can we create a folder using the terminal? That's why I'm here, right? Now let's create a folder first of all using the mkdir. Now mkdir stands for make directory. Now make directory is the command we use to create a directory. Now let's create a directory of Tofa, right? And you can see immediately I clicked on enter, it created right by the left side of the screen, which is the graphical user interface, and this is the Tofa directory I created. Now if I should list the contents of this YouTube directory one more time to see, now you can see that we have Tofa created in blue, right? Means that the directory is up and running, the folder is up and running. Now let's move into this Tofa directory and create a file for Tofa. And ls to be sure, empty, right? pwd to know where we are in the root/YouTube/Tofa directory. Now let's go into Tofa. It's empty as well, just like we notified here. Cool. Now to create a new file, a readable file, more like a text document, we use the touch command, right? Touch is the command we use to do what? To create a new file. So let's create something like touch to-do list.txt. Touch to-do.txt, just like a, or let's raise it to touch notes.txt. And you can see after clicking on OK, there's a file here, note.txt. If I should go to ls on my file on my terminal to verify if it's actually there, of course it's there. Now, touch is the command to create a file. ls is the command to view the content of a folder. But what is the command to view the content of a file? For instance, note.txt, right? We can't say ls note.txt because ls is for folders. So we use cat command, right? Cat note.txt tells us what is happening inside the note.txt. As you can see, it's very blank. There's nothing inside the note.txt. But if you want to impute a sentence, for instance, or a note into this note.txt file, we use the echo command. So I can simply say echo in quotes, this is for the YouTube video. This is for the YouTube video, and full stop, and then close the quote. As I'm simply saying, I want to echo this sentence into note.txt and enter. Right now, if I should use the cat command one more time to cat note.txt, yep, best believe I got that. This is for the YouTube video, right? Just as we echoed it here. Now let's say we want to rename this text or this file, right? This note.txt. If we want to rename it, we use the move command. We can say move note.txt to be tags or reminder.txt. Now if I should do my ls, you can see that note.txt has been changed to reminder.txt. Now let's copy this reminder.txt to the previous directory, which is the Topher directory, to the YouTube directory that Topher dwells in. Now to copy, we use the cp command. Now I can simply say cp reminder space. Remember, double dot takes us to the previous directory, right? And slash means that I want to copy this reminder.txt to the previous directory, to the YouTube directory now, right? Not the Topher, but the YouTube directory. And simply click on enter. And if I click my ls right here, you can see that I have the reminder.txt. And if I should go back, cd dot dot and ls. Before I click on ls, let me show you where ipwd. I'm root/YouTube now. And if I use my ls, you can see I have reminder here, and I also have reminder in the Topher's directory. So there are two reminders now, right? Because I've used the copied command. Now let's delete a file and also a folder. Let me show you how easy it is to delete a file and also a folder. Now we use the rm command, which stands for remove, to delete a file. For instance, let's delete the reminder. If I hit my ls one more time, you can see that the reminder has been deleted, right? And we have Topher. Now let's delete the folder. To delete the folder, we use rmdir, which stands for remove directory. As remove directory TOFA, it says there's an error. It says Topher directory is not empty. Now to delete the directory that is not empty, we use the rm-rf command space, the name of the folder, Topher, and then it's deleted. If I should do ls now, you can see it's back to be empty, right? Just an additional tip, right? If you want to know who you are logged in as anytime, you can just use your who am I command. You can see I'm logged in as root. But if you want to know your IP address, we simply use the ifconfig. And yes, it tells us what our IP address is. And this is my IP address. If I should use that on a new tab, just to be clear, and ifconfig, either ifconfig or IPA, This is currently my IP address on the internet, eth0. So to be setting IP ifconfig eth0, and that's it right there. That is it for today's introduction to the Linux terminal. We've covered navigating directories, creating and managing files, and a few system monitoring tips. Now, if you found this video useful or helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Wow, I can't believe I'll be saying those words though. But be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Feel free to drop any question or suggestion for future videos in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.